Hey everyone, welcome back to the His and Hers, the Truth podcast. And guys, I'm going to be doing another reaction video today. You know how it is, reacting to obviously relationship topics out there that cover Asian culture topics. But before I get into it, guys, right, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, quit shadow watching out there, you shadow watchers. And of course, at the end of the video, don't do it now, but share and comment at the very end, okay? So guys, today's video is going to be from the Whatever podcast again, and it's just a short clip. And the title of the clip is Blue Hair Feminist Makes Fun of Lonely Men. And guys, I haven't seen this video yet, so I'm excited to react to it. But the reason why I selected this video once again, guys, is it's a primarily Asian female guest on this particular podcast, and the blue hair feminist in question is an Asian sister. So I wanted to, obviously see what she has to say, and then of course, obviously, just bring it to you guys. Okay, let's go.
We got Debayan Gosh, thank you for the $10 super chat. When a woman starts earning more than the man, she automatically loses attraction towards her partner. Hypergamy kicks in immediately.
There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to unpack there.
I'm not even familiar with that term. Hypergamy?
Oh, I actually know what hypergamy is. Do you want me to explain it to you?
Please do.
Okay, so picture we have a scale of 10 men and 10 women. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way to 1. Guys, girls. Hypothetically, a 10 is supposed to go with a 10. Man, 10, woman, 10. 9, men, woman, 9. But hypergamy is there's crisscross. There's women going for the higher ones, and the men at the bottom at 1 get nothing.
That's like, so they
I know
have
that
a
term.
perfect
I know that term.
scale of
Eric,
explaining all of this.
Eric,
like,
can you pull up the chart?
Did you actually get that? Because that makes me happy.
You're gonna have to.
No, 100%.
Okay, I'm glad.
That was good. Well, as
Yeah,
soon as
I
you
know
started
that
saying it, I
term.
put 2 and 2 together. Like,
Yeah, so the
I'm gonna
men
wait for them to post the chart.
down at the 3 and the 1s,
Mm-hmm.
hypothetically, like, they get nothing because
Yeah.
the women are just by default going for higher. That's what
it's
it
usually
is.
with like income, like an income chart right there. Usually, I'm not saying it's
Yeah, that could be
always.
part of it. No, you could be right, Tristan. It's usually like a preference thing, income thing. I don't know, just what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Eric, let me know when you
Not
have it.
sugarcoating
There's
it.
hypergamy 1 and hypergamy 2,
Okay,
and
here's the chart, guys. So I'm gonna stop here. So literally, the chart shows I guess in visual form what hypergamy is. And guys, this is the red pill. This is the RP content pretty much in a nutshell. This is what the RP content pretty much is exposed to the world and why it's gaining in popularity so much, right? It's that the majority of women, in this particular case, the chart shows all women, right? I mean, they're not leaving out one single female. And it's the chart on the right, guys, right, where the men are black and the women are in blue, right? Is that all women want pretty much the top 30, 20% of guys. Now, in this chart, they're showing the top 30%, right? Because it's pointing to the top 3 guys. But in actuality, we know it's really the top 10%, 5%. And there's a few stats to back this up, right? Obviously, one, there's a study out there that says that women find 80% of men ugly, right? Not just, hey, he's okay. Not just, he might be all right if he had money or just whatever. No, 80% of men ugly, meaning not even qualified for my attraction, okay? And then, of course, the other stat is the dating app stats where women only swipe right on 5% of candidates, right? So, that's anywhere between 20 to 5%, right, guys? So it's, like I said, it's less than 20, maybe a little bit more than 5, but we're right around 10%, okay? Now, this is also a very good explanation of what is wrong with the current dating market. This is why men are walking their own way. This is why women can't find anybody. And I'll explain here right now. Guys, this is very important, okay? The reason why this chart is so important, why hypergamy, right, is so important is because it's what they want, but there's a difference of what you want versus what you can actually get, okay? It's cool that all women want the top 10% of guys, But the reality is they can't get him. But what has happened is because of social media, right? All dating apps, internet, the fact that we have access to everyone, women can get sexual access from the top 10% of men, not relationship access. Okay, that's very important. I repeat, you can get sexual access from the top 10% of men, but not relationship commitment from the top 10% of men. And so the modern woman, unfortunately, has been confused that if they can get sexual attention from these men, that they can get commitment, right? Relationship commitment from these guys. And so it's conflated, right? It's made their mind delusional, thinking that, oh, if this guy is hitting me up in my DMs, obviously getting with me in terms of sex, I can actually get him to commit to me. And so therein lies the problem. Back in the day, right, it was more closer to the chart on the left, right, where you have the guys in red and then the women are in black, and which is where it's supposed to be, which is if you were a 10, you typically paired up with a 10, right? Your numbers matched up. Whatever your values were, whether that was a 4, a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it would be obviously related, right? It would cross, you would match up correctly, right? And so even though back in the day, women wanted a 10, if they were a 4 or a 5, they were more realistic, right? Not only was there like societal, obviously, things in place to kind of show them that, shaming, religion, all these other stuff, but it was also the truth, right? And then also, let's face the facts. Women were a lot smarter back then. They were a lot more realistic back then. They realized that, hey, if I'm a 4 or a 5, just because a dude wants to sleep with me, and he doesn't mean he wants to commit with me. So the guy that's going to commit to me is going to be the guys with the same value. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's really the problem with the dating current relationship market in a nutshell, and it's pretty much visually explained here.
Infographics, yeah, here's the chart. So
I'm sorry, that's just really funny.
yeah, so this is basically what she was articulating.
Are you saying that these men get nothing? Are you saying that literally only 30% of men get anything?
Well, it's actually
hilarious.
worse. So this is kind of on the left. This is whom men would happily partner with. On the right is whom women would happily partner with. So what you basically have happening in the dating marketplace is 80% of women are chasing after the top 10, top 20% of men.
Okay.
And we know this because the way most people meet is online, on dating apps. That's the majority way people are meeting in today's day and age. And they've released the statistics on this, and we know the stats on this. Women only match with a very small percentage of men on dating apps, and it's the top men that are getting almost all of the matches on dating
5%.
apps. So, yeah.
Do you understand that? Because we were talking about the bigger pool and the smaller pool earlier. Like, this is that scale. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
But like,
I don't know, but like what for me comes in mind, why? Because I see a lot of for example, celebrity women that are beautiful as fuck, and they date.
yeah, dudes out of the Hollywood or whatever. They're like just regular
it's
dudes.
like almost like a really strict line that a lot of beautiful models date really
most
not
of them,
attractive men.
Most of them date other celebrities.
Yeah, that's true.
For the most part, because they're like at their level or higher.
So we're not talking about attractiveness anymore, but about
No,
money,
yeah,
status.
I mean status. It's not even.
Okay, so she's confusing with just one of the values, right? Physical fitness, attraction value. So she's saying, yeah, there's some ladies out there who are beautiful ladies, or whether they're actresses, models, or whatever, and they're dating maybe some actor, businessman, right? You can think of some examples. What is it? Salma Hayek with her current husband, right? This French billionaire. But once again, he's a French billionaire. He might not be that good looking, right? And then, see, this is the other thing, too. Once you analyze each current relationship, the truth will come out. Salma Hayek is with this rich billionaire who's not that attractive, right? He's older, right? He's not that attractive. Is because she's past her prime in age, right? She's not the young 25-year-old Salma Hayek from, what was that darn movie? With George Clooney. Anyways, that vampire movie that she starred in back in the day. Oh, Dusk Till Dawn. You go check out that movie. She's like super young, super fine in that movie, right? So that's the thing is it matches up. I mean, the fact that she could even get a billionaire now in her late 40s, early 50s, that tells you a lot, right? I personally think he simped. I mean, he should go get somebody younger and hotter. I mean, he's a freaking gosh darn billionaire. Go find some young chick, but obviously, there's other factors involved. It's probably his mindset. But once again, as like I said, once you dissect it, the values aligned. Because since he doesn't understand his value, right, he's willing to obviously settle for a Salma Hayek. We talk about this all the time on the channel, too, like freaking Jeff Bezos and his current girlfriend, right? She's a monkey brancher that has jumped from, one celebrity to another celebrity. And when she was in her youth and in her prime, she dated the star athlete, right? The Chad, that also had money. But now that she's older, she can no longer get that quality of man that has all her values high that she wants, right? Fitness, fame, status, and money. She has to settle for someone that just has money only, right? So that's what these ladies, and that's what these people that don't understand the value system, they don't understand how it pairs up.
Status is about like
Could be.
their income. Yeah, status is huge too, but like that's what we were talking about earlier.
Could
If
be,
you're
but
a man,
like I also see it with like a lot of girlfriends of mine, and they also date men that I would say are not as pretty as them.
yeah, there's always gonna be exceptions, but there's always like also a general
Would you
like.
say the same thing
Well-
about your girlfriends?
What do you mean?
Do you have like a girlfriend that is like a girlfriend, so like
A girlfriend, yeah, a single
that
girlfriend.
like is dating a guy? Would you say she's as pretty as him or whatever?
Uh,
I don't know if
as
that's
pretty-
too much to ask.
Oh, what do you mean? Like, how do I view my girlfriend?
No.
Oh,
no. Like I mean a friend that is a
Oh,
girl.
okay, gotcha.
Not your girlfriend, obviously, but like a friend that is a girl in a relationship, or do you have a lot of friends that are girls?
Yeah, I mean, there's exceptions. I know a girl that's dating a guy that like was the provider for the relationship. He wasn't like a big. He didn't have any
I mean
income.
about attractiveness, like
And
beauty
attractiveness, yeah.
standards.
There's dudes that like just have the riz. They got game, and they somehow pulled off a girl that's like a 10, and they're like a 4.
Okay.
But in general, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. But maybe, Kitty, maybe we should talk about like how many.
Okay, so before they go into another topic, so once again, right, they're not focusing on the overall value. They're focusing too much on one particular value, right? So how people pair up is when your overall score is accumulated, right? So let's say your fitness is a 5, your finance is a 5, your status is a 5, right? Just average across the board as a guy, right? You're 5'8", 5'9", make $60,000 a year, right? You're just the local, manager at your local company, right? Nothing big, just your average, decently well-to-do guy, right? Not too good looking, not too ugly, right? Hypothetically, you should partner up with a 5 girl across the board, right? 5 in looks, right? Although the average female now is, the stats are a little bit skewed, right? Because the average female now is 5'4", 185 pounds. Who knows what the body count is now? It's probably in its 15, 20 body count. Anyways, right? The average score is supposed to pair up, right? 5, 5, 5, 5, right? So you're supposed to look at the overall general score. They keep focusing on one female score, right? So let's say she's a 10 in hotness. Well, what if she's a 0 in femininity? Meaning she's a bitch, she's loud, she's obnoxious, right? She gives you a headache, right? She's not feminine at all. She doesn't take care of you. She's just freaking arguing you with you all day long. And then, of course, let's say she has a very low score in her fidelity, right? She's a freaking hoe. She's a freaking, promiscuous. She sleeps around. She has many partners, right? These are what is that example in real life? Let's be honest, right? It's like a prawn star, like a very hot prawn star, right? This is the reason why these girls have such a hard time finding someone to commit to them, because their overall score is low because of their other value scores being low, the femininity and the fidelity. And so what do they get? They typically get a guy who's going to have a low score overall as well, right? Let me give you guys a prime example. Riley Reid just got married to some European parkour guy, right? The reason why she was able to get him is because even though he has obviously some status and some obviously finance, right? He's decently okay what to do. He has lower values in the other metrics, right? Which is his looks aren't that great. He's an okay looking guy. But like the guy was saying, Tristan in the show was saying, he has no game. He has no riz. He doesn't know his own value. So he thinks his value is lower than hers. He's a simp, right? So that's how, unfortunately, it's going to pair. But this is the problem. As soon as he realizes, oh my God, right? I'm a freaking parkour celebrity. I make all this money. I have all this status. What the hell am I doing with the prawn star? He's going to find out the truth that his value is a lot higher than hers. And he's going to be like, I'm going to call off this freaking damn, marriage, right? So that's why it always ends up poorly for these prawn stars, right? Because the values don't line.
Any guys you met that like actually do skincare, and how many of your girlfriends who do like skincare? I think like women takes more care of themselves in general. Like we're more worried about like beauty.
Well, I would say women are actually harsher judges of physical appearance than men are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a lot more pressure for sure in that aspect. That's why you guys take care of probably a lot more.
Yeah.
Actually, it's harder for men to be physically attractive.
What?
No,
Why?
I mean like they have a lot more
Why?
pressure between girls. Obviously, guys like
Thank you, Tristan. That's very true.
yeah between
I
girls.
agree
That's
on
why they
that.
got the make. Well, and they have makeup. That's why girls are like more inclined to like do the surgeries. Because they gotta compete with all these girls who are now getting surgeries, bigger boobs, bigger butts.
While
There's-
we're on the
Yeah.
topic of surgeries, I think it's absolutely terrible.
Okay, that was kind of the end of the video, guys, and they kind of went off on a topic. Didn't really match the title of the video, so I'll get back on that. But real quick, at the end, in terms of who's judged more on their beauty, they were both right. Two things can be right at the same time, and sometimes we got to remember that two things you don't get things conflated, right? So yes, women definitely judge harshly more on other women, right? You guys are competing more, even though feminist women now today cap and say, oh, we do it for ourselves. No, hell no, you guys don't do it for yourself. You do it for the attention of men, and you guys compete very harshly with one another for that attention of man. But what Brian said was also true as well. It is very hard. It's actually harder for a man to be attracted to a female, because going back to the stat earlier, right, that we talked about in the earlier portion of the video, women only find the top 10%/5% of men attractive. So to get to that top 10%, 5% of guy is super hard, right? You got to be the top of the top. Looks, average, 6 foot tall, right? 6 figures, 6 inches. We talk about all those metrics all the time on this channel, right? So yeah, to become an attractive man, it's very, very difficult. But in terms of competing, the women are definitely more harsh on each other than men are. I mean, I'll be honest, most guys, even a superstar Chad, they're okay with a 6 or a 7 girl, as long as she's super feminine, not a hoe, not a 304, obviously. A lot of guys are 100% willing to commit to that. And in this day and age, right, if you have a low body count, you're super feminine, and you're above average in good looks, that's pretty damn rare nowadays. I mean, I hate it. That's especially in the Western world, right? But I think going back to the title, I think where he was talking about, and I want to make this last point, is the blue hair feminist, which is the Asian girl, right, in the corner, dressed as a nun. I don't know if she's cosplaying. I don't know why she's dressed as a nun, but she was laughing when they were showing the graph earlier, and they were showing how all these men pretty much have no chances with the majority of women, right? So only the top 3 guys in that chart were getting attention from women, and she was laughing about it. And I think that's where they got the title of the video. And hey guys, that's the reality. This is the reality. This is the reason why men are self-deleting more, right? This is the reason why men are walking away more. This is the reason why there's things like passport bros, right? Incels, MGTOWs, black pill, all these terms to shame men on walking away, because the reality is the reality is the majority of men are not attractive to women. And the other point I wanted to make was, once again, you guys noticed that this was a primarily Asian panel. And if you guys think, like some of my Asian brothers, right? Because I always try to relate this back to our culture. If you guys think that Asian women out there, Asian females out there, Western or non-Western, are traditional and are thinking like, oh my God, you know, I'll go out with just a solid average Asian dude. Not in this day and age, not with social media, not with all the options they have out there that they can see, right? So if you're not gonna, like I said, there's only 2 options to survive this current market. Be the best guy out there. And when I say best guy, I hate to say it, but it's not just the best you version of you. Yes, all you can be is the best version of you, but you're competing against all the other ethnicities out there. You're competing against all the other guys out there that's in her DMs, you know, in the Instagram pages, out in the social media, right? Celebrities, athletes, whoever. You're competing with all of them. So your only hope is to be the best version of you possible, but you better be better than that. And that, unfortunately, is the current dating market, guys, and it's everywhere. So don't think you can escape. But hey, guys, that was another good video. What do you guys think out there? All right, what are you guys doing? Are you guys walking away, or are you guys trying to be the best version of yourself? Love to hear that in the comments, okay? I'll check you guys next time. Peace. Join us as we give you guys a glimpse into our lives, give you guys advice, hopefully give you guys entertainment value as well, too, and provide you guys better outcomes.
Yes.